Let's read Peppa Goes Skiing. It's a lovely snowy day and Peppa's family are going skiing. First, they have to take a ski lift all the way to the top of Snowy Mountain. "Oh, that looks a bit high," says Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig does not like heights. Everyone gets on the ski lift. "This is fun," calls Peppa, and she sings a little song. "In the air, in a chair, snow is falling everywhere." Daddy Pig does not think it is fun. He does not like the way the ski lift clunks and clanks. Oh, he looks nervous. At the top of Snowy Mountain, Daddy Pig falls out of his chair and into the snow. "Are you all right, Daddy?" cries Peppa. Oh, yes, Peppa," says Daddy Pig. "Let's get you to your ski lesson." Madame Gazelle starts the ski lesson. Peppa, George, and all their friends learn how to start and stop. "Whee! Skiing is fun," cries Peppa as they go down the baby slope. "Can we see you ski now, Madame Gazelle?" asks Peppa. "Oh, I don't know," replies Madame Gazelle. "Please," everyone cries. "Very well," says Madame Gazelle. Voila! Madame Gazelle does a magnificent ski jump. Everyone claps and cheers. "That was amazing," says Peppa. "Thank you," says Madame Gazelle. "I was the world champion at skiing and I won this cup." "Ooh," everyone says. Oh, they're very impressed. "Which mummy or daddy would like a go?" asks Madame Gazelle. "I will," says Mummy Pig. "Where does this path lead?" "Down the mountain," cries Madame Gazelle. "Oh, help! Where are the brakes?" shouts Mummy Pig. "Oh, she can't stop," cries Daddy Pig. "Let's catch up with her in the coach." Mummy Pig skis down the mountain, along the road, past the shops. "Ah! Stand back," cries Mummy Pig. She even does a loop-the-loop at top speed. Finally, everyone catches up with Mummy Pig. She has crashed straight into a snowdrift. "You're a walking, talking snowman, Mummy," laughs Peppa. "I've never seen such amazing skiing," says Madame Gazelle. "This cup belongs to you now." Everyone cheers as Madame Gazelle presents Mummy Pig with her world champion cup. "Hooray!" says Peppa. "My mummy is a skiing champion." And they're all cheering with their arms up. Yay! Let's read Nature Trail. Peppa and her family are going on a nature trail. Mummy Pig asks Daddy Pig not to forget the picnic. "As if I would," laughs Daddy Pig. They head off along the trail with their map. Oh dear. Do you see what's happened? Daddy Pig has left the picnic in the car. Mummy and Daddy Pig ask Peppa if she can see anything interesting in the forest. "I don't see anything but boring trees," says Peppa. Then she looks really hard and finds some footprints on the ground. Boop, 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 boop. Ooh. "Let's follow the footprints and see who made them," says Mummy Pig. "We will have to be very quiet so we don't scare anything away." Shh. George and Peppa follow the footprints along the ground. It looks like they were made by a little bird, says Mummy Pig. Soon they come to the end of the footprints. The bird has flown up into that tree, smiles Daddy Pig. Where? Asks Peppa. Daddy Pig gives Peppa binoculars to help her see the bird. Oh, she's looking through the binoculars. I wonder what she sees. The binoculars make everything look bigger. Peppa can see 1, 2, 3 baby birds. They're eating worms, Peppa says. That's disgusting. The birds don't think so, do they? They think yum, yum, yum. George finds some more footprints. They are very little. Daddy Pig says they belong to ants collecting leaves to eat. And when Peppa looks through the binoculars, she can see them. Little tiny ants carrying big, big leaves. I think it's time for lunch, says Mummy Pig. But Daddy Pig has left the picnic in the car. My map is wrong, begins Daddy Pig. We'll have to follow our own footprints back to the car. Suddenly, it starts to rain. It washes everyone's footprints away. How are we going to find the car now? Asks Mummy Pig. Ducks love picnics, says Peppa. Mrs. Duck, can you help us find our picnic, please? The ducks lead Peppa and her family back to the car. We're here. Thank you for your help, Mrs. Duck, cries Peppa. I love picnics, laughs Daddy Pig. The ducks love picnics too. Quack, quack. And so do the birds, and so do the ants. Munch, munch, munch. Everyone loves picnics, cries Peppa. Oh, the ants are taking a lot. Grapes and pizza and salami and cheese and tomatoes and pears. And what is this? And more pizza? There's gonna be nothing left. Peppa Pig meets Kylie Kangaroo. It's a lovely sunny day and Mr. and Mrs. Kangaroo have come to visit Mummy and Daddy Pig. "G'day, Mr. Pig," says Mr. Kangaroo. "We met at the airport a while ago and you said we could visit, remember?" "Did I?" replies Daddy Pig, a bit confused. "We didn't have Kylie or Joey back then," adds Mrs. Kangaroo. "Say hello, kids." "Hello, I'm Kylie Kangaroo," says Kylie. "I'm Peppa Pig," snorts Peppa, "and this is my little brother, George." "This is my little brother, Joey," says Kylie, pointing at Mrs. Kangaroo. Joey lives inside Mrs. Kangaroo's pocket. He peeks his head out and surprises everyone. "Hee hee hee," laugh Peppa and George. Mr. Kangaroo asks Daddy Pig if he's hungry. "I'm always hungry," replies Daddy Pig, rubbing his belly. "No worries," says Mr. Kangaroo, getting out a barbecue. "We'll make lunch for everyone." "Do you like corn on the cob?" asks Mrs. Kangaroo. "Yummy," says Mummy and Daddy Pig. "Let's hope it doesn't rain," says Daddy Pig. "It always rains when we're having a barbecue." While lunch is cooking, Peppa and George want to jump up and down in muddy puddles, but they can't find any. "We can still do jumping," says Peppa. "Watch this." Peppa jumps as high as she can. "Now you try, Kylie," she said. Kylie jumps high up into the air. "I like jumping too," she says. "Whee!" "Wow!" gasped Peppa and George, amazed. "Kangaroos can jump very high." "We're playing jumping," says Peppa when Rebecca Rabbit arrives. "Watch this," squeaks Rebecca, jumping as high as she can. Peppa asks Kylie to show Rebecca how high she can jump. "Wow," gasps Rebecca, watching Kylie spring up into the air. Hedgerow Pony bounces into the garden on his space hopper. "Kylie can jump higher than that," says Peppa. "Show him, Kylie." "Wow," gasps Pedro, watching Kylie leap up into the air. Kylie is the best at jumping because she's a kangaroo. "Food's ready," calls Mr. Kangaroo. But just as they are about to eat, it starts to rain. Drip, drop, drip. "Oh dear," says Daddy Pig. "No worries," says Mr. Kangaroo, putting up a huge umbrella. The rain makes eating outside more fun. After they finish their corn, the rain stops and the sun comes out again. "The rain makes lots of muddy puddles too," says Peppa, jumping up and down. "Wow," gasps Kylie. "That looks really fun. Can we try it as well?" Everyone joins Peppa and they all make a giant muddy puddle. "I'm the best at jumping because I'm a kangaroo," says Kylie. But Peppa is the best at jumping up and down in muddy puddles. Peppa Pig goes on holiday. Peppa and her family are going on holiday. Mummy Pig is packing their bags. What a lot of stuff. "Are you sure we need all that stuff, Mummy Pig?" Daddy Pig asks. "Yes," replies Mummy Pig. "It's all very important." Mr. Bull takes Peppa, George, Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig to the airport in his taxi. Miss Rabbit checks in their bags. Then it's time to board the plane. "Airplane! Meow!" cries George. Off they fly, higher and higher through the clouds. Whee! Before long, their pilot, Captain Emergency, makes an announcement. "We are about to land in Italy." Miss Rabbit, who is also their air stewardess, says, "Please fasten your seatbelts." At the airport in Italy, they collect their hire car. Once they're on the road, they discover that the sat-nav only speaks Italian. "Why is everyone beeping their horns at us?" asks Peppa. "I expect they're just saying hello," says Mummy Pig. "Oh, what do you think?" "All these cars and bikes are going this way. What way is Daddy Pig driving the car?" I think he's going the wrong way." Suddenly, Peppa remembers something very important. "Teddy! I left Teddy on the airplane." Oh dear. A policeman on a motorbike pulls Daddy Pig over. "Oh, hello, officer," stutters Daddy Pig. "Good day," the policeman replies, reaching into his bag. "I am returning this young bear." "Teddy!" cries Peppa. The next day, Mummy Pig suggests they do some sightseeing. Their new friend, Gabriella Goat, shows them her pretty village. Mummy Pig buys a lot of things to take home. They're going to need another suitcase. Gabriella's uncle shows Peppa and George how pizza is made. "A little bit of tomato, a little bit of cheese," says Mr. Goat. "Into the oven and into my tummy," says Peppa. "I like pizza." What a lovely, relaxing holiday, sighs Mummy Pig as Daddy Pig drives back to the holiday house. Oh dear, Daddy Pig has been pulled over again. "Mr. Pig," says the policeman, reaching into his bag, "you're Teddy." "Teddy!" cries Peppa. After a few days, it's time for Peppa and her family to go home. Bye-bye, they called to Gabriella Goat and her family. Bye. What a lovely holiday, exclaims Daddy Pig. Yes, I have never felt so relaxed, sighs Mummy Pig. Oh, do you see who was forgotten? Again? Uh-oh. Oh dear. Daddy Pig has been pulled over by the policeman for a third time. Mr. Pig, please take better care of your Teddy, he says. Teddy, cries Peppa, hugging her bear. We're going home today. Susie Sheep is waiting for Peppa when she gets home. It rained when you were away, Susie complains. Oh, good, cries Peppa. Holidays are nice, but coming home to muddy puddles is even better. Whee! Oh, they're all getting so muddy. It's everywhere. And Granny and Granda Pig have come to welcome them home. Lovely. Peppa's school bus trip. Peppa and her friends are going on a school bus trip. Let's check that you are all here, says Madame Gazelle. Here, cries Peppa. Oof. Bah. Today, begins Madame Gazelle, we are going on a trip to the mountains. Hooray! Cheer all the children. Peppa and Susie are already a little hungry. Please, can we eat our lunch now? They ask Madame Gazelle. Why not eat your apples and save the rest for the picnic, she replies. The bus has arrived at the foot of the mountain. The road is very steep. Come on, bus, you can make it, everyone cheers. Peppa and her friends have finally made it to the top of the mountain. Look at that view, gasps Madame Gazelle. All the children look out over the valley. Wow, sighs Peppa loudly. Wow, 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 Peppa hears in the distance. What was that? She asks quietly. It's your echo, Peppa, replies Madame Gazelle. An echo is the sound you hear when you speak loudly in the mountains, explains Madame Gazelle. Woof, woof, bah. Now it's time for a picnic lunch. Peppa loves picnics. Everyone loves picnics. Yum yum. Where are the ducks? Asks Peppa, taking a bite of her sandwich. They always turn up when we have picnics. Here comes the ducks. Hello. Would you like some bread? Peppa asks them. The ducks are very lucky today. There's plenty of bread. The bus has arrived. It's time to go home. Let's all sing a song, suggests Madame Gazelle. Hooray! Everyone has had a great day. Peppa goes boating. Peppa and her family have come to the lake to go boating. Boats, boats, get your boats here, calls Miss Rabbit. I've got canoes, says Miss Rabbit. Says Daddy Pig. Paddling a canoe can be hard work. I've got sailing boats, says Miss Rabbit. Daddy Pig isn't sure. Sailing a sailing boat is a bit tricky. The pedalos look nice and relaxing, smiles Mummy Pig. Yes, agrees Daddy Pig. They've got a big paddle wheel to make them go. Daddy Pig, Mummy Pig, Peppa and George all climb onto a pedalo. You have to pedal, Miss Rabbit tells them. Enjoy your boat trip. Off we go, shouts Daddy Pig. Peppa and George giggle. It's like a bicycle on the water. Emily Elephant and her family arrive. Hello, Miss Rabbit, says Mr. Elephant. We'd like a canoe, please. Certainly, says Miss Rabbit. Ahoy there, Miss Rabbit. It's Danny Dog and his dad, Captain Dog. They want to go out in a sailing boat. Aye, aye, Captain. Dad. We're sailing, shouts Danny. We're canoeing, shouts Emily. We're pedalling, shouts Peppa. Poor Daddy. Pedaling a pedalo is a lot harder than it looks. It's time to stop for lunch. Mummy Pig passes around the sandwiches. Here's some bread for you, Mrs. Duck, grins Peppa. Mrs. Duck likes picnics. Everyone likes picnics. Miss Rabbit rings her bell. Ding dong. Come in, boats 1, 2 and 3, she calls. Your time is up. 1, 2 and 3, says Peppa. That's us. Let's see who can get back first, says Mummy Pig. We'll have a race. Everyone goes as fast as they can. I'm not sure I can pedal much faster, puffs Daddy Pig. Captain Dog is lucky. His boat has an engine. We win, cries Danny. Captain Dog cheers. I'm not a sailor anymore, he says, but I do love boating on the lake. Yes, says Peppa. We all love boating on the lake. Hooray! Hooray! Oh, everyone had such fun today, boating on the lake. I hope you had fun enjoying this Peppa Pig story. Fun at the fair. Today, Peppa and her family are at the fun fair. Slidey, slidey, giggles George. George wants to go on the helter-skelter, says Daddy Pig. So Daddy Pig and George head off to the helter-skelter. Roll up, cries Miss Rabbit. Hook a duck and win a giant teddy. I'll try to win one for you, Peppa, says Mummy Pig. But I don't think it's that easy. It's impossible, laughs Miss Rabbit. We'll see about that, cries Mummy Pig. Oh, she didn't like being told it was impossible, did she? I think she's going to try extra hard. Yes, sploosh! Mummy Pig has hooked a duck. Hooray, cheers Peppa. That's amazing, cries Miss Rabbit. Here's your giant teddy. Wouldn't you like a little teddy instead, Peppa? No way, giggles Peppa happily. George and Daddy Pig are at the helter-skelter. It's a bit high, George. Are you sure you want to have a go? Asks Daddy Pig. George giggles and runs up the stairs to the top. But it's a bit too high, and George starts to cry. "Don't worry, George. I'll come up with you," says Daddy Pig. "Hee hee hee, whee!" cries George, sliding all the way down the helter-skelter. Now George is having too much fun to be scared. "It's a bit high," says Daddy Pig nervously. Daddy Pig is more scared than George. Oops! Daddy Pig slips down the slide. Oh, whoa! Peppa and Mummy Pig are at the Hit the Target stall. "You can do that easily, Mummy," says Peppa. "Ho ho! You won't win," laughs Mr. Labrador. "Women are useless at this." "What did you say?" says Mummy Pig crossly. Oh, she didn't like that, being told that she was useless at this. She picks up the bow and the arrow and she aims. Do you think she's going to try her best to hit the target? I do. Whoosh! The arrow hits the target right in the middle. Mummy Pig wins again. "Unbelievable," cries Mr. Labrador. "Here's your teddy." "Hooray!" cheers Peppa. Now she has 2 giant teddies. And Candy Cat sees this too. What do you think she's thinking? I think she's looking at this big giant teddy. Daddy Pig and George are riding on the big wheel. George loves it, but Daddy Pig is a little scared. "This really is high," says Daddy Pig, as the big wheel goes round and round. "Hee hee!" giggles George. Oh, look at them all. Everyone's smiling. But, Daddy Pig's not smiling. Oh no, he's not having fun. Afterwards, Daddy Pig and George find Peppa and Mummy Pig. "Hit this button with the hammer," says Mr. Bull. "If the bell rings, ding, you win a prize." "I'll have a go," says Daddy Pig. "Stand back." "I think you're a bit wobbly from the big wheel," says Mummy Pig. "Ho ho," laughs Mr. Bull. "Daddy Pig is looking a bit shaky." "What?" says Mummy Pig crossly. Oh, Mummy Pig doesn't like that. "Give me that hammer." Whack! Mummy Pig hits the button as hard as she can. The bell rings loudly. Ding, ding, ding. Wow! Everyone is impressed. Mummy Pig wins all the giant teddies at the fair. "Hooray!" cheers Peppa. And she gives all of her friends 1 giant teddy bear each. Hooray! Everyone cheers. We love fun fairs. Peppa goes camping. Today, Peppa and George are very excited. They're going on holiday. Daddy Pig has a surprise. "Beep beep, it's a camper van," grunts Daddy Pig. "Wow," gasp Peppa and George. "We're going on holiday," sings Peppa. "We're going on holiday in our camper van." Says Daddy Pig, looking at the map. "Daddy Pig," cries Mummy Pig, "are we lost?" Well, begins Daddy Pig. Yes. Grandad Dog and Danny Dog arrive. Hello, calls out Peppa. We're lost. Lost? Asks Grandad Dog, confused. Is your sat-nav broken? Peppa, George, Mummy and Daddy Pig don't know what a sat-nav is. Sat-nav is a computer that helps you find your way, explains Grandad Dog. Welcome to the car of the future, bleeps the sat-nav. Can you tell us where to go? Asks Peppa. Go straight, replies the sat-nav. Daddy Pig thanks Grandad Dog, and the family continue on their way. We're going on holiday, sings Peppa. We're going on holiday in our camper van. Suddenly, the camper van is low on oil. But Daddy Pig can't find the engine. Oh, he lifted the bonnet, but there's nothing inside. Mummy Sheep and Susie Sheep arrive in their car. Hello, Susie, cries Peppa. We've lost our engine. Lost your engine, replies Mummy Sheep. I don't know a thing about engines, says Mummy Sheep, but I'll have a look. I'm probably wrong, but this looks like an engine, says Mummy Sheep, lifting the boot. Well spotted, Mummy Sheep, gasps Daddy Pig, pouring oil into the engine. Glug, 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 glug. Daddy Pig thanks Mummy Sheep, and the family are off again. Are we nearly there yet? Asks Peppa, sighing. Just up the next hill, says the sat-nav. You have reached your destination, says the sat-nav, when they get to the top of a steep hill. Hooray! Everyone cheers. Time for bed, says Mummy Pig. Peppa and George put on their pyjamas. But where will we sleep? Asks Peppa. Mummy Pig and I will sleep on this bed, says Daddy Pig, pressing a button. So here's the sofa. He presses the button and ta-da! A lovely big bed appears in the room. And you two will sleep upstairs like you always do, says Mummy Pig. Watch this, says Daddy Pig, pressing another button. Click. Suddenly, the camper van's roof lifts up and a bunk bed appears. Daddy Pig tucks Peppa and George into bed. The camper van is just like our little house, says Peppa. Good night, everyone, says the sat-nav. Sleep well. George and the noisy baby. Peppa and George's family are having a sleepover at Cousin Chloe's house. Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig are looking forward to an early night. They've had a long journey. Hello, cries Cousin Chloe. Hello, shouts Auntie Pig. Hello, booms Uncle Pig. Everyone makes a lot of noise in Cousin Chloe's house. They are a very noisy family. First, we'll put baby Alexander to bed, says Auntie Pig. This is his bedroom. Auntie Pig turns up baby Alexander's musical mobile. Alexander likes noise, she explains. It sends him to sleep. Peppa and George are staying in Cousin Chloe's bedroom. They are very excited.
Night-night, snorts Peppa. Soon everyone is tucked up in their beds, asleep. Wah! Baby Alexander is awake. Everyone is awake. Uncle Pig tries vacuuming. Auntie Pig tries playing the trumpet. Noise is the best way to get baby Alexander to sleep, she says. Daddy Pig has a quieter idea to try. When George was a baby, we used to put him in his pram and wheel him around the house, he says. That always sent him to sleep. Daddy Pig pushes baby Alexander in his pram. He only has to go round the house 50 times. Good, he huffs at last. Baby Alexander is asleep. Daddy Pig and baby Alexander are ready to come inside. Auntie Pig switches the alarm back on. George, cries Daddy Pig, what are you doing up? Yawns George. Noisy. Daddy Pig takes George and baby Alexander back up to bed. He is about to turn off the light when... Wah! Uh-oh, gasps George. Baby Alexander is awake again. It is very noisy. Daddy Pig decides to drive baby Alexander around in the car. Don't forget to turn off the alarm, shouts Auntie Pig. Daddy Pig forgets to turn off the alarm. The noisy house wakes everyone up. Miss Rabbit zooms across in her rescue helicopter. Is everyone all right down there? Yells Miss Rabbit. Yes, thank you, bellows Uncle Pig. The alarm has worked. Baby Alexander is fast asleep. And it's all down to my noisy daddy, giggles Peppa. Peppa's first sleepover. Peppa is going to her very first sleepover at Zoe Zebra's house. Welcome to my sleepover, Zoe says. I'll pick you up in the morning, Mummy Pig says to Peppa with a kiss. Rebecca Rabbit, Susie Sheep, and Emily Elephant are already here. I've got my teddy, Peppa says. Yes, we can see Teddy. Zoe has her monkey. Rebecca has her carrot. Susie has her owl. And Emily has her frog. Don't stay up too late, girls. And don't be too loud. Daddy Zebra has to get up early to deliver the post, Mummy Zebra says as she turns out the lights. Zoe's baby sisters, Zuzu and Zaza, want to join the sleepover too. Sleepovers are only for big girls, Zoe says. The twins begin to cry. They're so sweet and little, Peppa says. Can they stay? Rebecca asks. Okay, Zoe says to the twins, but you must not fall asleep. What should we do first? Susie asks. I'm having piano lessons. Listen. Zoe starts to pound on the keys. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, Mummy Zebra has woken up. Shush! You must be quiet so Daddy Zebra can sleep. Now, into your sleeping bags, please. What do we do now? Peppa asks. At sleepovers, there's always a midnight feast, Zoe says. It's when we eat things, Susie says in a hushed voice, in secret. Shh, Zoe says as she leads the girls to the kitchen. They each grab some delicious fruit, perfect for a midnight feast. The floorboard creaks. Oh no! Mummy Zebra has woken up. You'll wake Daddy Zebra. Now, who knows a bedtime story? The girls take turns. Once upon a time, there was a little fairy, Susie begins. And she lived in the forest, Peppa continues. And the fairy met a big monster who went rah, Emily says with a big elephant trumpet noise. Oh dear. The noise has woken Daddy Zebra. Sorry, Daddy, Zoe says. There was a story about a fairy and a scary monster. And we want to know what happens next, Peppa says. Very well, Daddy Zebra sighs. The monster lifted up his great big hairy paws and walked along on his great big hairy feet and sang, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Daddy Zebra sings gently as he plays the piano. Daddy Zebra's song has sent everyone to sleep. Ah, the end.